The Tragedy of Cinema podcast is intended as a family friendly program that, by extension, strives to be inclusive to all people, regardless of their ethnicity, gender, creed, or any other identifying factors in this incredibly diverse world of ours. With that said, some of the films we discuss may contain serious subject matters or have content considered morally objectionable by today's standards. We do not intend to condone or dismiss these aspects of these films, but our primary focus will be on what we believe the film succeeds at, some fun facts, and our personal enjoyment factors of each film. With that said, we hope you enjoy the show.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Tragedy of Cinema. This is our Real Talk number 8. Tonight we have a very, very special Real Talk. I'm actually joined by 9 other people for this Real Talk. It's the first time we've had this many people in a Real Talk on any of the Real Talks we've done, or even any of the Zoom meetings I've been a part of. So this should be very interesting. They all know their assignments. They all know when they're supposed to go. So this is going to be probably, as Greg said, an Abbott and Costello cluster by the time this is over with. But here we go. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to introduce everybody real quick. Then I got 5 little topic discussions / questions, and we'll go from there. So joining us first from the Evil Never Dies podcast, we have Brett Steppenhoff.
Hello.
And then number 2, I got them in order on the screen. We have Kyle from the Tragedy of Cinema, my co-host.
You may have heard of me. Hello, everybody.
Yeah. Then we also have the, I guess he's not really a host. He's more of a contributor, Carl from the Evil Never Dies podcast.
Hello, folks.
And then number 4, we have Christine, all the way out from the beaches of California.
Hello, everybody.
Then we have legendary Tiffany Boots, wine extraordinaire, if you will.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Then we have Jenn. I work with Jenn down in Kentucky.
Hello.
And then we have from the southern hemisphere, way, way over there in the beautiful Australia, we have Natasha.
Hi.
Natasha, I love your accent too. And then we have somebody I have never met before. This is my first time meeting him. This is Greg Buzzeli. Greg, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? I know Brett says you're with Monsters of the Mosh Pit or something like that. I don't want to say it wrong, so please don't beat me up.
It's okay. I'm Greg Buzzeli from Monsters and the Mosh Pit. So horns up, everyone.
I was so close.
Yeah, you were close. We talk about one horror movie and one heavy metal album, and I make a specialty drink that's connected to each of the shows. My best friend.
It's a podcast.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent.
My best friend doesn't know anything about horror or heavy metal, so it's me educating him with a couple of our other friends involved. So
that's all right. It's like Kyle, he doesn't know anything about good movies either, so I have to educate him.
About James, no good movies.
But I do like to pick on him. It's fun. And then we have joining us one of my very best friends in the world. We got Dave, who doesn't have his video up, but hi, Dave.
Hello.
So he's here too. All right, so here we go. Now that everybody's got introduced and settled in, I'm going to start with the first question. And we'll move this right along because I don't want this to be too long because I know some of these people are taking up some of their precious time with their family. Some of them have to go to work. So we'll just go ahead and get started. So we'll start. You guys got your numbers. Here we go. Number 1, what movie coming out this year are you most excited for? Brett.
The remake of The Exorcist.
The remake of The Exorcist. You think it's going to be any good?
I don't know. I haven't even seen. I don't want to be spoiled about it. So,
is it going to be just as good as Halloween Ends?
I hope it's way better than that.
All right, Kyle.
For me, it's probably Evil Dead Rise coming out in April now. I think Lee Cronin, lead director of that. He's like, he did a movie. There's a Hole in the Ground. It's a horror movie I really dug. And I'm a big Evil Dead fan, so I'm really excited for that when it comes out soon. Those shows look excellent, so I think it's going to be a big movie. April. Excited for it.
I can see
Yeah.
everybody quickly looking at what movies are coming out this year.
Exactly.
Carl?
I had to make sure this one was actually coming out finally. Indiana Jones 5,
Yes,
Dial
sir.
of Destiny.
Dial of Destiny. I'm really
looking
excited
forward
for
to that. Yeah, definitely.
Christine?
I'm with Kyle. The new Evil Dead movie. Me and my son both want to see it, so we're looking forward to that.
All right.
Good
Tiff?
choice.
I gotta go with Brett, Kyle, and Christine. I'm looking forward to the Evil Dead movie, and I'm looking forward to The Exorcist.
All right.
I'm in
Jen?
good company.
Okay, so don't kill me, but I kind of want to see the Winnie the Pooh movie because I know it's going to be terrible, but I really want to see it.
You know, I would say I'm surprised, but I'm really not surprised.
Like the Cocaine Bear is the dark horse of this year. You know?
Yeah, Cocaine Bear is going to be crazy. Natasha?
I'm looking forward to the Salem's Lot remake and the one that's about the voyage of, you know, how Dracula goes to London or wherever. And it's about him on the ship. Like it's called The Voyage of the whatever. I can't remember now. But I think they'll both be good because finally vampires going to be scary again.
All right, Mr. Greg.
So Natasha, not Renfield, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Renfield.
That's it.
Yeah, not Renfield.
No. Oh, actually, I'm looking forward to that too. That'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm actually Renfield looks really fun, so I'm excited for Renfield. But Scream 6 will probably be there. But I think Winnie the Pooh, and I saw Infinity Pool this morning. I was really looking forward to that. But Evil Dead, it's got to be Evil Dead, right? The Evil Dead remake, yes, for sure.
Awesome.
All right.
Yes.
Dave?
Well, I don't know what's really coming out. I just recently seen a trailer for D&D, so I'm looking forward to that one.
All right. Well, a couple that I think are going to be very interesting is one is 65 with Adam Driver, where he gets shut back 65 million years and fights prehistoric dinosaurs. I think that's going to be cool. I'm really also excited about The Little Mermaid. I think it's gonna exceed expectations, and I just can't wait for all the people to complain that she's of a different race. I think she's gonna do fine. It looks beautiful. A couple of other ones that are coming out this year. You have Transformers: Rise of the Beast. You have Guardians of the Galaxy 3. You have the Hunger Games prequel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Legally Blonde 3. Yes, Legally Blonde 3.
Reese Witherspoon.
You have John Wick 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You have Dune Part 2.
Oh.
And you also have a movie. Now I'm on the fence about it. I don't know, but it's called Wonka. And it's about Willy Wonka when he meets the Oompa Loompas. It's like a prequel, I guess. So I don't know, but I starring Rowan Atkinson's in there somewhere. So it's got to have some funny stuff in it.
They're either really great or absolutely terrible.
I think Timothy Chalamet is playing Wonka, right?
I think so.
I thought so.
I mean,
I'll watch it just because he's in it. So
exactly, it's going to be interesting.
He's a good actor, yeah.
All right. Now that we got the icebreaker out of the way, we're getting ready to hit some. We're getting ready to shoot some heavy stuff. Are you ready? And that just gave you a clue what this question is going to be.
Oh man.
Alec Baldwin was recently.
Oh yeah.
Recently charged with.
Yeah. Murder.
Okay.
What was it? Second degree?
Manslaughter, I believe.
Degree.
Manslaughter, right? Here we go. Let's divide the group really good. Now, are you ready? Number one, do you think he should have jail time? Number two, do you think he will serve the jail time, or do you think he will pay them off? And number three, do you think that he should be the one that's taking the fall because somebody else really didn't do their job and check the gun, even though he's the actor that was supposed to check everything before you fire a gun on the set? We all know this. Do you guys think that he should be held liable for basically the charges that he's being accused of? So Brett, we'll start with you. I don't want to make this political, so let's not go there. I just want to know, because a lot of times famous people get off of doing bad things. So let's start with Brett. Brett, your thoughts on that?
Well, one, I don't think it was actually his fault. I put the blame toward the prop master. They should have.
Let me answer a question real quick. He is a producer of the movie.
True.
So I'm sure he has a hand in hiring on who the prop guys are, right?
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So I just wanted to throw that out there just in a roundabout way.
You know, he should have checked the gun himself. So he probably should do a little jail time just for the because he effed up, man. Killed somebody. Do I think he'll do any of the time? Probably not.
Right. All right, Kyle.
I'm going to be in largely agreement with Brett. Honestly, I think as a producer, I think he is culpable for the crimes to some degree. He is responsible for kind of like, establishing that production as a producer and like who's hiring on the non-union gig and the directors and all those kind of things like that. He does share some of the responsibility, and the prop master and those people responsible are being held accountable too. I mean, they're not going to work in Hollywood ever again.
Right.
I think I wish there was an appropriate punishment for him that he would have to suffer. I don't think jail time necessarily is the right answer. I don't think it really teaches anything necessarily. It could be already enough. Like just the guilt of accidentally killing the person is a pretty good a guilty thing enough to scar you for life. So that could already be covered. But in general, I don't think he's ever going to see jail time. He'll probably pay his way out again, as most Hollywood stars do. No Hollywood star faces real punishment these days, or ever back in the day even. So that's what I think is going to happen. But I think he should be held accountable to some degree, and hopefully he will. But I don't think he'll suffer many consequences.
All right, Carl.
Yes, I think he should be found guilty of this. He's basically said he didn't do anything wrong, and it's not his fault. And the gun just went off on its own. He didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, he didn't pull the trigger. I was like,
that's what. And I know guns, and he's flat lying about that. Now this is all in New.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's all in New Mexico. So will he do jail time? Probably not. But it's not in Los Angeles. It's in New Mexico that he's being held. That I guess the trial will be held. So. Who knows? He could end up doing some kind of jail time, but it's unlikely. But maybe, just maybe.
Christine?
I believe it is. He did point and shoot, and you're never supposed to do that with the real gun. You're never supposed to point and pull the trigger. So ultimately, I think he is responsible. The armorer is also responsible. It was her responsibility to check and make sure there was no ammunition in the gun. So yeah, he bears responsibility. I agree with Carl. He did. A gun can't fire without pulling the trigger. So yeah.
And
I think he might plead. I think he might do a plea deal. He might end up pleading out. I think he should serve time because he did ultimately kill her. So that's my opinion.
Right, and I can't help but think, to dovetail on the back of that, of what happened during the making of The Crow with Brandon Lee. You think Hollywood would have learned by now that what you got to do and what you can't do. I'm sure people got busy and steps were missed, but there should be held accountable.
This is largely unprecedented. I mean, Brandon Lee was a different scenario too. That was a mistake in the actual, the casing itself being left in the barrel there. In this case, it was loaded with real bullets, which is just insane to me that they would even be,
Yeah, I think it was a sloppy set. Weren't they out shooting guns anywaes? Weren't they out,
real bullets before the actual show.
Real bullets?
I think they actually shot that gun earlier in the day.
Yeah. So it was a sloppy set to begin with.
And to me, the crow incident was an accident. I just believe that wholeheartedly.
Right, but I believe that Hollywood at the time should put more stuff in place. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So this stuff
you're right.
we're talking about today or tonight wouldn't have happened.
Would not happen.
Well, what I'm curious to know is why weren't they using actual prop guns that are the 8mm or whatever that you can only put blanks in?
Because they went into more realistic, Brett. We just talked about the Planet of the Apes guns that were bad wood barrels and all that.
And maybe different states have different laws. I don't know.
Right.
And that's that kind of point. Like Hollywood does have this Hollywood, and like that's why this didn't happen in Hollywood. This happened in New Mexico, where it was a non-union only there. So like all the original rules that are usually followed in Hollywood weren't followed here. This is where that failure is, and that's where we have these debatable questions of like, okay, how culpable is he? And it seems like we might have universal agreement. I don't know, but like I think he is guilty.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to Tiffany, so we can keep moving along here because we'll talk about this all night.
I kind of feel like this was a multi-person, multi-channel failure on this part. There were multiple people involved with handling that weapon, or even just looking over it. I'm sorry, my words are a little bloop. But
I wonder why.
I think It's not that small yet. Yeah, not yet.
How many glasses in?
My vibe put out.
I think that everybody involved with handling or putting that prop gun, or not even a prop, but the gun on the set should be responsible in some sort of way and should face some sort of punishment, whether it be jail time or anything else. But I know if it was my hand that had to pick up a real gun on a set and I pointed it at somebody to shoot it, I would make darn sure that I checked it over and over again before I even touched it and raised it to do that. It was just sloppy and it didn't have to happen. And now some person, she's dead. She's gone. She's not coming back. And it's a terrible, terrible loss for something that could have never happened if somebody would have taken an extra 5-10 seconds to check that weapon before handling it.
Right. Jenn?
I mean, I agree with Tiffany. It was an absolute failure of duty of care. I mean, he shares the fault just as much as the armorer does. As for whether he's going to serve jail time, probably not. He'll probably end up on some kind of home incarceration or something to that effect and some huge fine. I mean, I do think at the end of the day, he bears responsibility. He was the producer. It was his responsibility to make sure he was hiring qualified people and that they were doing their jobs properly. And like you all said, also, you load a gun and you're not supposed to point it at people. So, I mean, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Greg?
Sorry, I thought we were going to Natasha first.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Natasha. No.
Yeah.
Somebody's paying attention to the notes.
Yeah. Good job, Greg.
Yeah, I reckon everyone's responsibility at work is to keep everybody safe. And yeah, he should have really just checked it, especially if he was producer and all that stuff. You think you're handling something that's dangerous, you'd have a little look and just to be sure before swinging a gun around. I honestly don't think he's going to do any jail time. I don't know if jail is probably a bit too harsh because it was an accident. But in saying that, it did cost someone's life. So, is it too harsh a punishment? I don't know. But I don't think he'll serve it regardless. I think he'll just pay everybody out and, there'll be fines. And hopefully it changes standards for workplace health and safety on movie sets and stuff because, something like this should have never, ever happened. Do you know what I mean? We're all responsible for keeping ourselves and everybody safe at work. And, yeah, it's sad for everyone involved.
Right. Greg?
So I'm kind of on both sides of the fence here. I think that as a person trained in gun etiquette, right? The first thing we do when we get a gun, no matter if it's a prop gun or a toy gun or anything, as someone that's handled guns in the past or currently every day, we pop it open, we look at the barrel, we see that it's unobstructed, we see that it's unloaded before we do anything with it. Right. And I think the case with Brandon Lee, that was definitely the case there. It was definitely a obstructed barrel that caused the blank caused the cap exploded, causing the slug to go out. With this one, it was just improper usage altogether. Right. And he's saying he didn't pull the trigger. We all know that's nonsense. So there is a certain amount of liability. But, I bring up Alex Proyas, the director of The Crow. He didn't,
right.
He had to live with that. And the same thing with Michael Massey. He pulled the trigger and he had to live with Brandon Lee's death. So does Alec Baldwin. He has to live with that death. So there is a certain amount that he has to deal with on his own as far as mentally goes. And then I bring up John Landis because John Landis was the director on the set of Twilight Zone when not a gun death happened, but another death happened, and not only one, but three.
The helicopter.
Two of
the helicopter.
Children, yeah.
So, and those were children that were, not only were they children, but they were ununion, and the parents were on set during that. John Landis did go to trial. So we have a case already where we've seen it gone to trial, and John Landis is obviously didn't go to jail for it. However, there is a certain limitation in today's day and age where we should know better. And I think The Rock has gone on record saying he will not use any kind of live ammunition or any kind of blanks on set. that all that can be added digitally. So there's a lot of things where, as a culture, I guess we'll say, in Hollywood, things can be changed. Not everything needs to be practical, like in horror. We want our gore practical. Gunshots maybe don't need to be. So
Yeah.
Dave?
Well, I pretty much agree with everybody what they're saying. I do think he's responsible. He took a life. It might have, I don't know. But I don't think he's going to serve any time for it. He's going to pay a hefty fine. It's going to be on his mind for the rest of his life. So, but that's about pretty much what I think. So.
Right. So I think living with the guilt's going to be a huge part of his punishment. If he does jail time or not, even if he's in jail, he's still going to have to think about it every day. If he's not in jail, he's still going to have to think about it every day. And I'm sure there'll be not only fines, but I think I already read, didn't they already pay some sort of ungodly amount already to the family too, I think, if I remember right. So
probably get ahead of it to some degree.
Well, and I would hope that he would come out of it better than Massey did, because Massey was tormented for the rest of his life, and unfortunately he did pass because, I won't say because of it, but he was tormented while
it ate away at him. You can tell. Okay, number 3. Who is one actor or actress that you just don't like, and what movie or TV show were they in? This is gonna get ugly. So I know there's a lot of them. So Brett, we'll start with you.
One that I hate, man.
I didn't say hate. I said didn't like. There's a hate's a strong word, Brett.
Yeah, Brett hates a lot of people.
He's coming out guns blaring, bro. We just talked about Alec Baldwin. Calm down, Brett.
This is hard. I don't even know, man.
You want to switch where you get a minute, because I got mine cocked and ready.
Yeah.
Go, Kyle.
All right.
Hey, is that a joke from the previous question, Kyle? Cocked and ready.
I got my own pet peeve going. I've had an actor for years, and I'm like, I don't like this man, and I don't approve of him in a very real and serious sense. That I feel like I'm setting up way too hard now. But Andy Dick, I hate him to death. He's a terrible person. He's the reason that Phil Hartman's dead, in my opinion, and I despise him. He's a drug addict, sexual misconduct, who's gotten multiple allegations and been arrested before, and he's an absolute just bane of existence on humanity that needs to be separated. He was in the army now with
Pauly Shore.
Yeah. Which is an excellent movie that I watch in spite of him. And that is an actor I absolutely despise, Andy Dick.
All right.
Yeah.
Brett,
I go next.
No, wait your turn.
I'm going to say John Boy from the Waltons. I cannot stand John Boy from the Waltons.
John Boy from the
You didn't even like him in the
No, I don't like that guy.
Okay.
Okay, Brett.
There you go. There's my answer.
Carl?
Okay, I'm just going to throw out just Will Ferrell. And I'll tell you one reason, because he ruined that darn Land of the Lost movie. That was my favorite show as a kid. That stupid, stop animation show. And I was all excited they're making a movie about it. And Will Ferrell comes in and ruins the movie. So I don't like Will Ferrell just because of that.
I thought you were going to be mad at Bewitched. He's been a bad movie.
All right. So
there we
Christine.
go. I've never really liked Anne Hesh. Offhand, I can't think of any movies she was in, but
she was in Psycho. She was in 6 Days, 7 Nights with Harrison Ford.
Well, she's dead now, so.
Yeah, I know. I know. Say don't speak ill of the dead, but I never really liked her much.
Tiffany,
sorry.
I absolutely despise Tom Cruise.
Oh,
I will never put another cent in his wallet, and I don't like Julia Roberts.
Oh, she had 2 of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't like either one of them. They just make my haunches go funky, and I just do not like it. I don't like them.
I like their movies. That's about it, though.
I'm just gonna say it. Jared Leto, and bonus points because except for the one song he did with 30 Seconds to Mars, I hate him in that too. So.
Look at Natasha. She's about to pull up the side of the
I'm sorry.
Wow. Okay.
All right, Natasha, who you got?
I don't like Sandra Bullock. I don't get her. Like, I don't even know why she's famous. All of her roles are pretty much the same kind of movies. I know she did Speed, but I mean, that was like 100 years ago now. That's like, what, a 40-year-old movie?
Wow.
And I don't think
I don't know it's that old.
I don't know. It's older than I am, I'm pretty sure. And it's like, all she did was scream. She wasn't even really like the star of the show. I don't know. I don't get her. I don't know why she's famous. She's just so bland.
This is great.
Wow. There's some answers that are just shocking. So let's go to Greg, because Natasha, you about just blew him off the chair with that one. So Greg,
I can't
love
believe you're
Sandra
attacking
Bullock, I know.
Sandy B. Sandy B is is a national treasure. Okay.
She's Miss Congeniality.
She needs to be protected.
Yo.
She is this generation's Betty White.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's
No.
a little too
goodness.
far.
My goodness. Oh my god.
Yeah, no. She's pretty average.
Is Greg still here? Or did we lose Greg?
I think Greg may have froze
He's
up.
freezing.
I think
Yeah,
Greg
you're
was
frozen.
like,
It's too much
the
for
Sandra
him. It's
Bullock
too
thing like
much.
hit him in.
Exactly, just threw him out.
So we'll go ahead and we'll move on to Dave. We'll get Greg when he pops back in. Dave?
I don't really have someone I dislike. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
No?
Just love everybody. Dave's the one nice person in this group.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna say, because I think it needs to be said. It's probably getting ready to make a lot of people mad. Tom Hanks. No, I'm kidding.
I love Tom Hanks.
That's amazing.
Oh,
Yes, Jimbo, own it. Own it, Jimbo.
I was looking down and I looked up and I seen a bunch of heads go, "Whoa," and-
I was gonna say, hey,
kidding.
why not?
No, but if I had to pick, it'd probably be Goldie Hawn. I've never really been a big fan of Goldie Hawn. Bird on a Wire, even Death Becomes Her that we covered, and
See,
Private
that's how
Benjamin
I
or
feel
whatever.
about Meryl Streep, and I know
Yeah.
that's.
I really don't like Meryl Streep either. I've seen a couple of movies I like, but she's not really my forte. So now that Greg's back, Greg, we skipped you because you froze. So let's go ahead and get you back in here.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what happened. All I heard was
It was
I
that
came back to-
Sandy B, man.
The Sandra Bullock thing
That's what
did you in.
happened.
State of shock.
I am still shook.
Yeah,
From
the shock lady.
My goodness.
That's a
So
tough
what I was
one.
going to say was Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson is the most obnoxious and unfunny person I've ever seen in my life. So, yes,
Can we
Pete
even
Davidson.
consider him an actor for real?
Who?
Can we even consider him an actor for real?
No,
I don't.
no.
But he was in a movie for this year, and a lot of people. It was on a lot of people's top tens, and I respect everybody. Okay, I really do. When it comes to people that do the same thing that I do, which is talk to people on the internet, I respect you, and I respect your opinion, and I think that that's great that we're putting it out there. However, if you say Pete Davidson's a good actor, I'm going to tell you you're full of crap.
That's why everybody's got opinions. You know, everybody likes
Davidson
different
is a one-trick pony, and he plays a douchebag really well. That's what I think.
All right, moving on to number 4, since that one was a real barn burner. Wait till you hear here we go. Who is your favorite cartoon character of all time? Brett, go.
Bugs Bunny.
Oh my gosh.
Kyle.
You're gonna hit me with that right now? Oh my gosh.
That would have been my answer.
Oh man. Carl, you mind swapping with me for a moment so I can
Next.
Oh, Carl.
Carl, mind swapping with me real quick? Come back to me.
Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo.
Christine.
Pepe Le Pew.
Atta
I
girl.
love Peppy.
Hey, quick
That's a
story.
good one.
I was a supervisor at a warehouse. Actually, Dave was there working for me at the time, but I had just found a nice gray. Pepe Le Pew was on the hat. I wore it into work, and I get there and I have an email that says, "You have a sexual harassment class."
Oh my God, are
and
you
I wore
serious?
it with my Pepe Le Pew hat. True story.
What?
True story. So,
No. way.
Tiffany.
Hold on. I would say that's serendipity, but that's the fact
Yeah.
that that's a Sandy B movie, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say that now.
I'm just gonna say red card.
Tiffany.
I'm gonna say Garfield or Peppy. I love Garfield. He doesn't
Garfield's
have any
good.
cases against him, so he's safe.
Right.
And he loves lasagna.
Yes,
Jen?
I do too.
I Well, I have kind of two. I really like Courage the Cowardly Dog has always been one of my favorite. And then the Tiny Toon Adventures, I really liked all the characters in that. So
Yeah.
Natasha?
I don't know. That's really hard. I'm like, there's a few like cartoon characters that I do like. Like I like Tommy from the Rugrats. But then I also really like Angelica as well because I feel like she's so misunderstood. But then I also really like my Disney princesses. I don't know. That's a hard one.
Marvin the Martian.
All right, Greg?
I want to say that it doesn't matter what Natasha says because I love her accent.
I know. I'm telling you, man.
You were gonna hate on me for Sandra Bullock. I'm like waiting for it.
Well, I will give you hate on that.
But
I'm
what if
gonna
Sandra
cheat.
Bullock was a cartoon character?
Oh, wow. That'd be the Jessica Rabbit of my generation. I'm gonna cheat.
Batman the Animated Series, correct?
And I'm gonna say with Batman the Animated Series. It's
Right.
by far
Good answer.
It's one of the best cartoons of all time, dude.
I can put my
dirt
I'm glad you said that because I almost said Rogue from the 90s X-Men.
Oh yes, the '92
great.
X-Men.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
I love that theme music too.
Yes,
They actually use that theme music for what they're calling '94 X-Men now as
Yeah.
well. So yeah.
what is it about a lot of the 90s cartoons that they just got right? Like they just haven't been able to recapture some of that stuff even in the newer cartoons. Just
Well, you say that, Jen, but Carl and Brett are like, hey, what about the cartoons of the 60s and 70s that they still can't get right that they messed up in the 90s? You know,
To be fair, I have Scooby-Doo horror characters tattooed on my arm. So to be fair.
All right.
Okay, I finally got mine. Oh, let Dave go first.
Yeah, Dave.
Oh, Optimus Prime.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's a good choice.
Nice. Kyle?
I'm gonna go with Vegeta from Dragon Ball.
You would.
The ultimate edgelord, loses every fight he's ever been in, but he still insists that he's the ultimate warrior in every scene he's in. He's the ultimate dummy, and I love him to death.
Right.
Yeah.
I think if I have to pick, if I could only watch one cartoon the rest of my life, it'd probably be Tom and Jerry. Just because there's some really good stuff that they do, and it's just hilarious. I also like He-Man. I thought that was a great cartoon by G.I. Joe. I mean, I could go on and on because cartoons are my thing. So we'll move on.
You and I need to talk then if cartoons are your thing, man. We can talk all day.
Oh, dude, my voodoo question's crazy. So, all right, I have two more questions. One is kind of a serious one, and the other one's kind of a not so serious one. Which one would you guys like first? Do you want to hit the heavy hitter first?
Yeah, we'll do
Sure.
Yeah,
All
why
right.
not?
The Razzie Awards. If you've listened to our podcast, the Razzie Awards have been coming up a lot on our podcast, but also they actually were in the news just a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Because
Yes, they
the Razzies awarded the young girl from the remake of Firestarter for a Razzie, and she's
Yeah.
a young girl.
12.
So my
Ages 12.
question is, the Razzies apologized. Should kids be allowed to be nominated for bad awards or bad jobs? If you know the history of the Razzies, they do that to everybody. I think even Tom Hanks has won one and stuff like that. So my question is, do you think since your child was put into that business that it is right that they get the criticism, or I don't want to say hate, but the criticism or whatever award for doing a bad job in the field that they are? Brett, we'll start with you.
I think that they're an actor. They're getting paid to be an actor. If people don't think they do a good job, then I think they should take the criticism. But I actually watched that movie. I think she did a pretty good job in it. I don't know why they gave her a Razzie for it.
Kyle?
Yeah, I agree with Brett, even though it feels like impossible to answer. Like, oh yeah, obviously, be up the kid, it's fine. I'm also a proponent of clubbing baby seals. You know, like, what do you say? They're just the most awful thing to a kid. But yeah, I guess it's kind of got to be on a scale of just like, you got to keep in mind it's actually a kid. You don't want to be that harsh on him. But I think it's absolutely fine to criticize a child and say like, hey, that movie sucked. And partly because of you, you know, but also you have to blame the director then at that point too. Everyone shares the blame at that point. If you're blaming the kid from Firestarter for making a bad movie, the movie itself has to be bad at that point.
Well, we know who didn't start the fire. Billy Joel.
Billy
Carl.
Oh,
That's a good one. I would say yes. Coming from the 80s and criticize everybody. I don't care.
Christine?
No, I don't think they should let them nominate child actors for Razzies. I don't think that's right. And actually, they said that they would no longer nominate children for Razzies.
Right.
I think. Yeah, I don't think. No, I don't think it's right to do that.
Well, if they can't get in a Razzie, do you think they should be able to get an Academy Award then for when they do a
Oh,
good?
sure, yeah, because they can get nominated and lose
double
for
standard.
Academy.
Double standard. Moving on.
Yeah, but if they lose, that's not fair to them.
Right. So
No,
but if they get nominated for Academy Award and they still lose, then they're
That's
still a
not
loser.
Yeah,
fair.
they can get nominated for
Yeah.
an Academy, for Critics' Choice Awards, for all those other things and lose. That's fine, but I don't think they should nominate kids for Razzies. I agree with the Razzies that they should not nominate children for Razzies.
There's a certain tone to it. They got to strike just right. It's kind of like giving you a last place ribbon. It's just like you tried, I guess, but yeah,
I don't know.
it doesn't feel like an actual reward. It shouldn't be speaking ill of that child. Like, oh, the child is the wrong person. It's like, they're a child.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things you shouldn't do to kids. I think nominating them for Razzie is one of them.
I agree.
Tiffany?
Yeah.
I also watched that movie and I thought she did a great job. Like, I don't think that she did anything that would have led to her being nominated for an award that basically says you suck.
No, she won the award, right? Didn't she win it?
Yeah,
she did win it.
Well, still,
you won the last place award. That's what you did.
Worst actor, yeah.
Congratulations, you're the first place loser. No.
How old is she?
12, I do believe.
12?
Yeah, she's 12.
I mean, the women here, having grown up and been young girls at 12, you're already picking yourself apart at that point for every little thing. You're always being dissected. You're always doing this. That's just one more flame to add to that fire. And yeah, they're in an adult industry. Yeah, you got to toughen up. You got to learn to take the criticisms, but that's a little out of line for me. I don't think that you should nominate a child for an award like that and vote that they win. But then again, the devil on my shoulder is like an award. So, I don't know.
Yeah, but
there's a lot of people that don't have anything.
Let's throw this out there before we get to Jenn. Now that she's out there and her name's out there, this just blew her up big time. Now she's big.
Bad press.
Everybody knows her name now. So
bad press is good press.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm just
thinking
of the mentality of that age. That's even harder for, saying, a little kid, because little kids don't care. But when you're at that age, and especially a young woman, you're literally being torn apart for almost everything, and your mind is just as bad. So it's like, it's a very fine line, I think, that you're walking. But I'm kind of glad that they decided that they're not going to nominate kids anymore.
Yeah.
All right, Jenn?
I'm going to sound like a real jerk for this one because I feel almost middle of the road on it. Like, I do agree with what all of you have said, but at the same time, you're in this industry. It is a cutthroat industry. And, like I said, bad press is still good press. I mean, unfortunately, the body image issues and all the other stuff is just par for the course for a lot of them when they're right out there in the public like that. Now, I mean, obviously, if I was their parent, I'd be pretty upset that they won a Razzie, but it's just kind of the name of the game when you're out there and you're making movies and doing things, so.
All right. Natasha?
Yeah, I'm going to be mean and say that I think that's only fair, because if you're acting, you're putting yourself out there for public and for their opinions, and it is so subjective. And I think that if you're going to be working in that industry, you kind of need to take that on board and learn to deal with it. That, there are some people out there who are not going to like your work no matter how good you do. And, you just got to be open to it and learn how to deal with it. And I hope she has supportive people around her that can teach her those things. And she just shouldn't take it too seriously and not be too soft about it, if that makes sense. Because it is what it is. For example, Tom Hanks, great actor, but I'm sure there are people out there who hate him. And you said that he won a Razzie as well. So
he did. He got the Razzie.
Yeah, exactly. So it is what it is,
Everybody's
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't like Halle Berry actually show up for hers when she got nominated for Catwoman? That's just how you just show up, accept it, and move on. Like most people aren't 10 years from now that you were a terrible actor in one movie if you've got 20 other movies that you're awesome in. You know, like it's
that's why I said I'll throw this out there. Hopefully it's just a stepping stone to her career. It's just back in my time when I got this, it can be on her award shelf when she has an Academy Award or an Oscar, you know, all that stuff. But I mean, I would even give Kyle a Razzie for being a co-host on my podcast. You know what I mean? And he would display that with pride.
I almost deserve one for dropping so many bombs on your podcast.
All right, Greg. Greg, throw some knowledge up in here for these ladies.
Oh man. Well, okay. I don't know how I feel about that one. Now I feel like I'm not educated enough to make this comment. So I'm gonna sound like the most vanilla dude ever. I don't feel like we should be celebrating the downfall of other people personally. However, I do think there are certain films and things that are absolute trash. I legit just talked about a 1987 movie called Street Trash not 3 hours ago. Okay. There are certain people that have this movie be their top echelon, and it was, you know what? It was inspiring, and it's my favorite thing to look at. And there are certain people that say it's a 0.5, it's dog poo, it should never be looked at. Street Trash is one of those movies for me. I'm wearing a shirt for Gummo right now. Okay. Gummo is an independent film that no one's ever heard of. Okay. It's absolute dog poo, but I love it. Okay. I just don't think we should celebrate the downtrodden. I don't think we should say, hey, here's an award for being the best suck. But at the same time, I do think that it's okay to acknowledge the suck. Because I haven't seen Firestarter, the new one, and I have no aspirations of seeing it. I thought that they butchered it enough in the 80s. I don't think I need to see it again. But it's just me.
Well, I think part of the problem is instead of giving this young lady a movie of her own story to tell, she's trying to live up to the hype of something that's already been done. And I think that might be a bit harder on somebody because you're opening yourself up to a whole new world of criticisms. Because how many times does people say the remake was not as good as the original?
Absolutely.
You hear it almost after every movie that you hear.
Very rare that the remake goes better than the original.
Right.
Well, we even heard about that. Jared Leto talking about Jared Leto, Joker versus anybody else. So, I mean,
well, you know, my argument for the Jokers is they all belong perfectly in the movies that they're in. And you can't really judge them all against each other like that because, you know, the Burton movies were a whole different tone than the Nolan movies, than even Suicide Squad. You couldn't mix those Jokers into different movies or they'd be absolutely terrible.
But you could put Mark Hamill in any of them and he'd knock it out of the park on any of those.
Well, yeah, but like that's Mark Hamill. Like that man basically is the voice of the Joker at this point. Forever.
Mark Hamill is the Joker. Right. Thank you very much.
All right, Dave.
I don't think children should be downputted like that. But I really don't have any comment on it. So
you saying they should be making sweatshirts and shoes in somewhere in a country? Is that what you're saying?
No.
At least they're getting paid for it right now.
Right.
Kidding. I kid a lot. Yeah, like I said, it's hard to live up to a remake. Okay, so we'll move on to our last and final question because I figured this would be appropriate for the group that we have here today. Group, what horror film needs a remake, a reboot, or a fresh set of eyes to start over and make it more creative? And I'll start with this one, or a new villain. What I wanted, and I've told Brett and Carl this, I've told Kyle this, the last Halloween movie, man, it was all right. If Jamie Lee Curtis would have just chopped off his head, I wanted to see her granddaughter, even at the end of the movie, just go over there and pick up the mask and put it on and become the new killer. Because we do not have a female slasher. I mean, you could talk about I Spit on Your Grave and all that, but as far as an iconic one, I mean, Jason, Michael, Chucky. Now you've got that Megan out right now. We'll see where that goes. But
it
I'm
was
just
good.
saying,
It was good.
right? But I'm just saying,
They're always
they
more
already got Megan 2.0 coming out. But to me, instead of doing these reboots or remakes, or like The Exorcist is supposed to be a direct sequel from the original. You know what I mean? It's like Halloween's timeline's all screwed up because you don't know which ones to watch in what order. Well, that Michael's not this Michael in this universe and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'd like to see a new one with a female slasher. Brett, we'll start with you.
That's a hard one, man.
I know.
A lot of them need redone. You know, I wish they would have did a better Halloween for sure.
Which time?
Right.
Well, this last one especially, it was total junk.
I liked the first Rob Zombie one though. I just hated all the rest of them that made. I'm just saying.
Jennifer, you might want to listen to their podcast before you start talking about Halloween.
I'm sorry.
That's favorite.
I didn't think it was absolute. I mean, of the movies he's made, I didn't.
You don't have time to go down the Halloween rabbit hole with Carl.
I'm sorry.
Tonight.
No,
I have a shrine.
that would be
Rob
6 or
Zombie.
7 hours.
Kyle?
You said horror movies, not just slashers, right?
Right. Well, it could be slasher. It could be any of them.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to do a slasher. That's why. I would say I think I want to go back and give Event Horizon the next real shot. I'm always a big fan of cosmic horror, especially in a sci-fi setting, and I always want to give it another chance of like, let's do space demons. I want to know what the devil does in space all the time, and really explore that in films because I think it does have some of the coolest existential horror out there. So that's probably my vote.
That's good.
Get Sam Neill in there again. Why not? All right, throw it to Carl.
Okay. I've been trashing and dashing on Universal for the last 3 weeks. Frankenstein. And I'm talking about the Universal flathead Boris Karloff Frankenstein. Do it right. Start it from scratch. It's almost 100 years old probably by now. That would be perfect. Do it with modern stuff. They probably never replace Karloff, but get somebody and redo Frankenstein and do it right.
Well, I wouldn't mind if they redid Frankenstein, but I hope they kept the atmosphere the same, like in the 30s or whatever, with the big electric.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But just a modern version of the original Boris Karloff Universal Frankenstein. That would be great.
You know, I'm a big fan. I'll have to show Greg this real quick. Greg, let me show you one of my pride and joys. Let's see.
Now the Hammer remake they did was well, but it wasn't.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
like it.
Beautiful. Hold on, let me show you
that. All right, so
Universal should have. They were trying to reboot everything, and they screwed it up with that Tom Cruise Mummy, and
because it has Tom Cruise in it.
So
those are my favorite, Greg. My absolute favorites.
Oh, you're my man. You like cartoons and Universal? We're down.
Dude. Well, I can't carry my whole thing over there, but I have all the original posters on my wall over here. They're mini posters, but I got them all lined up over here. I mean, if you look back here, there's the Son of Frankenstein right here. You can see
good man. That's what most people. So what's funny is most people that know Frankenstein from the Son of Frankenstein and not from the first two films.
Right.
When he's walking around like this, well, he's walking around like this because he was blinded.
Yep.
In one of the previous films, and that's why he's walking.
Exactly.
Yep.
But wow, I can go on.
Yeah, I mean that's my stuff. So we actually do the Universal Monster movies every October. This past year, I did it with my dad. My dad wanted to be called Art Toast because Artist was taken because he's an artist. So his name's Art Toast. So he joined us with this year, and I know some of the guys got a kick out of him. So, Christine.
Well, I was going to say Frankenstein. I know.
Just say Young Frankenstein.
Go ahead and say it.
There you go. No,
Young
that's
Frankenstein
okay.
was good.
My other thought was maybe like Rosemary's Baby would be kind of cool.
That is a good one
to see redone. Yeah. So Rosemary's
Didn't they
Baby.
do a remake of that in the early 2000s?
They did. It was made for TV.
Let's just not talk about it.
Yeah, it wasn't good, I don't think.
It gets a Razzie Award.
It won the Razzie. Yeah, it won our Razzie Award. Yeah.
All right, Tiffany.
I have two. The first one that I'm going to tell you is it was one of my favorite movies growing up. I was an 80s baby, so I would really like to see a very well done revamped Dolls. I love that movie.
Oh, okay.
And The second one is one that I'm kind of hesitant to say because it's pretty perfect the way it is, but I would really like to see it with new effects. Let's Scare Jessica to Death.
Okay.
That one is one of their favorites.
Okay.
I think Alice, Sweet Alice would be a good remake too.
Yeah.
Look at Greg. Greg approves. There's not many people that know what Alice, Sweet Alice is.
Yeah.
I think another one that would be great would be Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte.
Yes, that's
seen
my
that,
other
it's a
favorite.
fantastic movie.
Alice, Sweet Alice. That was with Jodie Foster, right?
No,
Brooke Shields.
Brooke Shields.
Brooke Shields. That's right.
Shut your
yeah.
mouth, Brett. All right, Jen.
All right. So like after the Halloween debacle, I'm kind of afraid to say my next one. Hopefully we're good. Sorry, guys. My video game heart says that Resident Evil deserves a decent movie. I hate all of those movies that they've made, every single one of them, and I would love to see them go closer to the source material, like Silent Hill did, and actually make a decent movie.
Okay.
So I feel like that's a franchise that deserves a movie and not Mila Jovovich superpower and everything.
Yeah, the first one was okay.
I hated them all.
Yeah, I like the first one.
First one at least had a little tie into the video games, a little bit.
I think that's the problem. Sometimes tying into the video games isn't always the best scenario.
Although, if you've been watching
I can agree
The
with
Last of Us,
Yes. Oh, James, that is so good.
That's why I said not always, not always.
But they took some liberties with some of the characters, but they did it in a way that was still respectful to the material, and you could still look at it and go, yeah, I see where you're going with that. And they could totally do that on the screen with Resident Evil. There's so many of those games. You could do like one game per movie. I mean, they could have even slowed it down. I mean, this last movie, they tried to throw like 3 games into one movie and slough the plot.
It is unfortunate when they do that. Now, however, as long as we can say that Super Mario Brothers is the best video game adaptation of all time, then we're fine.
Are you talking about the new one that was released back?
No, the John Leguizamo, Bob Hoskins debacle that I love.
I do too, man. It's just like the Masters of the Universe, man. People can hate on it all they want, but when I saw He-Man and Skeletor fighting, childhood made right there.
Terrible movies, but I love them. I love them.
All right, Natasha.
I reckon we should redo all the Universal movies, like they tried to do a couple of years ago, but failed a little bit.
Tom Cruise ruined it.
I don't think he ruined it because he's a really good actor. Russell Crowe is amazing. I just think the actual Mummy that they had wasn't that great, and whoever did like the storyline or whatever, it really fell short, which was really sad because I feel like those movies really need a good revamp, and they need to be scary. Like they were scary in the 30s. We want them to be scary like for nowadays as well. And I also think we need to do something with werewolves because I feel like it's so hard to get a really scary werewolf movie that makes you like, stress out. It's going to be full moon.
Like an American Werewolf in London remake or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
Maybe.
A little more horror.
I don't know. I didn't even really find that movie scary, though. And I think it was different because if you were like, it was scary for back then, but not scary for now.
Well,
and I think
John
that's
Landis. I don't think it was
something
100% scary either.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I think it was supposed to be a bit funny, but creepy, but not. Yeah. I don't know. I would like to just see a really like horrific horror movie that with werewolves that makes me, like not want to drive down the road on like a full moon night and just sort of sits with you. I just don't think that there is one that is like that out there that I can think of.
Just take a picture of bread and put it on your car window.
Oh,
so when you go out,
there you go.
It won't make you go out at night anymore either.
So mean.
I'll stick up for you, Brett. I'm Harry dude too, man.
That made me
so mean.
Hey, Brett and Carl, before I move on to Greg, I think a room for your haunt this year should have a Planet of the Apes room where Brett dresses up as Dr. Zayas.
I'm not dressing up as no gorilla.
All right, Greg.
Gorilla.
Get down.
Well, one movie, Natasha, I don't know if you've seen is Cursed. I don't know if you've seen that from 2022. It used to be called eight pieces or eight
Films to die for.
8 for silver. But it's not scary, but it's a really good werewolf movie. I'm
Cool.
gonna go
I'll
a
write
little
that
bit
down.
weird.
Cursed.
It's old school. I'm gonna go 1974. I have two. I'm gonna go with 1974 and 1980. 1974, Theater of Blood, Vincent Price.
That's such a
That's
that'd be
good.
fun.
Yeah.
I
That'd
think
be
that
out
would be
there with
really
it.
fun to remake with like a super funny comedian as the titular character. I think that would be a lot of fun. Just
Pete Davidson.
No.
no,
I had
absolutely
to
not.
bring it full circle.
Now you just I
Be
think I
one of
threw
the
up a little in my
victims.
mouth. Oh, wow. And the second one would be it takes all sorts of critters to make Farmer Vincent's fritters.
Motel Hell.
Yeah.
I think Motel Hell would be a lot of fun to remake too. So those are my two.
Yeah. All right,
I
Dave.
have a million though.
I'm gonna go with the Swamp Thing.
There you go.
Ooh, good one.
That'd be good.
You know that TV show they had? Got canceled.
For the
Yeah, it
first
got
two
canceled
premieres,
and
they canceled it.
before it was ever aired.
I know.
My cousin was in that show.
What a crime.
Yeah. So, all right. So I think we're going to be ready to end this. Is there any last? We'll go through one more time to give any final thoughts or anything. If you guys are a podcaster or hair designer, makeup artist, like I know Natasha is, if anybody wants to give, your social medias, your podcast, your business, whatever you do, we'll go around one last time so everybody can do that. So, Brett,
the Evil Never Dies podcast, along with Carl there. We're on all the social medias. We're not that hard to find. We've got a YouTube channel. Hitting like that subscribe button.
you got to be cool these days. You got to say smash that like button.
Smash it, man.
Hit it hard.
Kyle?
Yeah, you can catch me on the Tragedy of Cinema podcast. Have you ever heard of that one? And
No.
I don't listen to any podcast ever. And that's it. So there we go. I plugged it first, Jimbo. I did it.
Carl?
Like Brett said, Evil Never Dies podcast, and you can check out our haunted house stuff, www.countkarabi.com.
Right. For those of you who don't know, you can find Carl's Count Crappie Museum now on Google Earth or Google Maps or whatever it is.
Yeah,
right?
you can. it's on Google Maps.
Right. Christine?
I'm just a fan of all your podcasts.
Thank you.
Just a fan.
Thank you, Christine. Yeah.
And a listener.
Speaking of that, when we get off here, Christine, I've got a scheduled for let me see right here. And before we go, February 11th, Saturday night, February 11th, work for you for what we're going to do, Christine?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Tiffany, February 25th. It's a Saturday night.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
25th.
All right. And then Brett, March 11th. So, so Tiff, you're up.
Hopefully sometime this year I'll finally get all of my thoughts together and actually start my own podcast. I've been wanting to do it for a while, but until then, I can be heard with James on Hillbilly Horror House: The Redemption. So that's kind of
She plays my life, and she just usually shoots me. So that's what
I just yell at him
He's
a
mean
lot.
to me all the time if
Yell
he's
at
listening.
James a lot, then
Right. We'll go ahead and plug in. We'll go and plug in Tim Mullins here too. He didn't make it in, but we are voice actors for Hillbilly Horror House, The Redemption. He's also got his new one out right now.
From Beyond.
Yes, From Beyond. He also has solo on there, so go give him a quick like and listen over there too. So, Jen.
Well, I'm not as fancy as the rest of you all, but you can probably find me around here every so often talking about nothing and liking terrible movies.
There you go.
Natasha.
Yeah, so as Jimbo said, I do makeup and beauty stuff. So if you're in Southeast Queensland and you need your brows done, come to me. And yeah, we'll sort them out.
Do you ship internationally, Natasha?
I ship internationally, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I will fly over and do your makeup.
Do you have a website or anything?
I'm in the process of rebranding at the moment, but just message me. I'm on Facebook. You'll find me.
Right.
And Natasha also does our intro for our podcast too.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
she doesn't
yes.
give a, you know.
The
Yeah, she's a good
sweary
one.
Yeah,
That's where I know that voice from. Oh my
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
that's it from the beginning
That's
of
right.
our show.
it's
Yeah.
so bad. I told my mom that, oh, do you know what? I'm doing like a swearing warning for Mate's podcast. And she's like, you of all people. I'm like, I know, it's so bad. So bad.
All right, Greg.
Like I said earlier, I am Greg from Monsters and the Mosh Pit, and you can find us on pretty much all social media platforms, including TikTok, where you get to see my beautiful face make drinks. That
Yay.
is, yes, it's awkward for a 40-year-old man that's married and has a kid and all this stuff to enjoy the new world that is TikTok. But like and subscribe and smash that button and all that kind of.
I wouldn't say that too loud because Carl's going to say Chinese are following you now. Your every move.
Oh, you know what? I'll take the followers.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Add those followers. I don't care.
I appreciate being on here, and good show.
Yep. And I'm Jimbo. Like Kyle said, we are the Tragedy of Cinema podcast. We do these things called the Real Talk, where we just write down questions. We cover a lot of them. This, like I said, this is number 8, even though we've been going for 4 years. We have a lot of fun. Covered a lot of movies. Universal. We're actually do the Twilight Zone series with ADZ. He's another one of my school childhood friends. So we're going episode by episode through the Twilight Zone. We're in season 2 right now. So having a lot of fun with that too. So as I do with most of our shows, have how I end it the same way. So Brett, be ready to stop this recording when I get done. You know what's coming. So I always go, well, with that being said, I think this episode's coming to a close, and that's a wrap. Kyle?
And cut.